Hey everyone, getting towards the end of the semester here, but I thought it'd be fun to make a video about presidential power and potential limits on that and the bureaucracy. So, uh, sorry about my hair, it's freezing cold. I got a hat here. So, a couple interesting things are happening in the real world that pertain to what we've been talking about in the textbook and in the videos. First, under Trump's second term here, he has been moving swiftly and decisively to make substantial changes by using executive orders. Many of those executive orders have had pushback from the judiciary, and oftentimes presidents like Biden in his last term. Biden wanted to forgive a bunch of student debt. Court said, no, you can't do that. The court said, no, you can't, because forgiving debt deals with finances, which is controlled by the legislature. So the legislature said, no, that's our job. And the court said, agreed. So instead, Biden said, fine, I'll find another way around this. And that's normal business. Trump, on the other hand, has recently made several changes or attempted changes. And when told no, it seems like he might just be using the steamroller process to move forward regardless of being told that his actions might be unconstitutional. So this is interesting because this is, well, maybe unique to Trump this time around, at least in the scope and the speed of his orders. Many other presidents have amassed power over their terms. And so we've seen the growth of the imperial presidency, people call it. It's not just Trump that's done this. Republicans and Democrats alike are guilty. And so pay attention to the types of things that the president is trying to do, what changes he's trying to make. Some of them may be totally appropriate and constitutional. Other ones may be less so or not at all. And what does it mean when one branch of the government starts taking actions that another branch or both other branches say, slow down? How should we handle all that? And the other part of this that is relevant, of course, is for anybody paying attention to the news and not living under a rock, DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk. Just as a side note, regardless of whether or not you like Elon Musk, it is particularly concerning that someone with the wealth that Musk has, who specifically donated to Trump's campaign, and who has billions of dollars in government contracts, which means he has a massive conflict of interest, as well as contracts with foreign nations. He is surprisingly close to the levers of power, and in fact is given access to sensitive information. So this is both relevant because of the executive power as well as the interest we have in the bureaucracy and the administrative state. The Department of Government Efficiency ostensibly has been designed to root out corruption and waste. For anybody that is aware of this story, there were two guys involved first. Vivek Ramaswamy, presidential candidate. He's a lawyer by trade, but has run massive companies bringing different pharmaceutical products to market. Successfully, might add. The guy's filthy rich too. It's not Elon Musk rich, but who else is? And he and Elon had this sort of libertarian anarcho-capitalist, which I have some sympathy for, plan to just minimize government waste and to outsource things to the private sector that could be done. And not all things should be in the private sector, because not everything. What's the best way to say this? The profit motive that drives the free market is not always the appropriate motivation for every activity. The profit motive might not be appropriate for police, fire, emergency, healthcare. So these things are not so clear. But what is clear is that Vivek and Elon wanted to go in and had the green light from President Trump to start pulling out government agencies that, here's the problem, some were created by Congress, but not all were. And so for them to go in and start pulling out creations of another branch of government is a problem. But other agencies under the executive branch that were unaccountable and unelected by the people Well, it may be entirely within their purview or the president's purview to appoint someone, right, to rip those out. USAID is probably the most recent and notable um, first casualty of Doge. Now, for anybody that's paid attention, USAID is suspicious at the very least, and many have argued, and I think probably rightly so, it's just an extension of the CIA and the State Department, and where it would be otherwise not acceptable for foreign nations to accept help and or money from the CIA or the State Department, USAID is this more benign sort of agency, and I don't think it's all that benign. That being said, it was one of the first agencies to just be yanked. Department of Education is another one, and we'll see where that goes. So hopefully you can, at least in this circumstance, see what it was we were talking about in the book, what the videos have talked to us about, and what's happening in the real world right now. The world's always crazy, and anytime you live, something wild's going to happen. For example, before most of us were born, there was a thing called the Cuban Missile Crisis, where America wasn't sure it was going to make it right to the next year. So crazy times abound, and this is some pretty wild stuff that we're living through right now. So hopefully, right, you can see what we're talking about in this class and in the real world, and how it how this information is relevant to you. If you have any questions, shoot me a text, or rather an email, and we'll talk again soon. Be aware that we are in the late stage of the class, and so your last and final exam will come up, I think either this week or next week, and then you'll be finished. Take care.